Hi everyone, and welcome to And So On. My name is Lisa, and today we're going to talk about adventures in piping. Okay, so today is my first ever project where I have used piping, and it's not like I was avoiding piping previously. Ooh, that's a good alliteration. It wasn't that I was avoiding it, it's just that, it just had never come up before. So this was kind of a fun project to try that. So going back, I was offered a pattern by PM Patterns to try out. And PM Patterns is mostly a French company, although I know that one of the owners lives in the States now too. So I think they're kind of bi-continental. And they offered me a pattern to try and review. And I thought, oh, that'd be great. I love to try new companies. And I chose the Suun Blouse and dress. So I'll put in some pictures of the Suun. And it has both a sleeveless and long sleeve blouse, as well as a sleeveless and long sleeve dress. And I think there's two layers or two lengths to the dress as well. So it's a great pattern because it's got lots of, you can really wear it year round. I'm really looking forward to making the dress in summer, but given the time of year, I ended up making the blouse. Now, I was supposed to make this months ago, and then life took over for one, and also I didn't have the fabric that I wanted. I really wanted something drapey, and at the time I didn't have a viscose that would work. I was trying to find out different things. Anyway, a bunch of excuses, but I finally made something that I think is absolutely beautiful, and I also think is worth the wait. Okay, so here she is. Here is my Suun Blouse by PM Patterns. Let me give you a little close up here. There she is. Okay, so first of all, let me give you a few details on this blouse. The things that I absolutely love about it. Number one, I love this lapsed shoulder. I think it's very pretty. I like that there's the gathers. I really like the back yoke as opposed to a back facing. I just think just looks so much more clean and polished and finished. I love the high-low hemline. I like that the sleeves are slightly gathered, but not crazy bell sleeves. This also has 3 different necklines, and it's very funny because they call it this is the original, and it's the ultra sexy. And then there's one up, which is the sexy. And then there's one up, which is I think it might be modest or something to that effect. It's a V-neck. I certainly did never feel like I was falling out of it, but yes, sure, it's got, I think they called it a deep plunge ultra sexy or something like that. And then when I was making this, I was actually thinking of white piping because I don't know, I just thought blue and white would be pretty. And there's some sort of lighter colors, not quite white, but like sort of that in here. And the thing is that my merceria in town, so all of shops here right now, small shops are allowed to be open during the week with limited amount of people inside, but they have to be closed on the weekends. And so I had to make sure that by Friday night I had whatever I needed to sew for the weekend because I couldn't just run out and grab thread or grab whatever. So when I went in there, first of all, I was like, I don't know how to say this. And I'm looking it up and I'm showing it to her. And the funny thing is she says, oh yeah. She goes, there really isn't a word for that in Spanish. I'm like, there's not a word for it in Spanish? What do you mean? Anyway, she did finally come up with a word, but I just thought that was really funny. She didn't have white. So I was looking at the different colors and I thought, this orange would really bring out the color in the robins or cardinals or whatever they're supposed to be in this fabric. And I'm really happy that I did because I really think that color, that pop of color really makes it. I looked up a couple of tutorials on piping before I started. And the main thing was you want to set the piping so that the stitching edge that's already on the piping is going to be right where you're going to stitch. So if you have a 1 centimeter seam allowance, you want to make sure that stitch line on the piping is exactly at 1 centimeter so that you're sewing right on top of it. Easier said than done. The first thing I did was I used the wash away tape to try to stick it down. I thought that might be a good use for that. Unfortunately, you can still see some of it, but I figure it'll wash away eventually. It took me 3 tries to get close enough to the line. And, I don't want any of you looking at this too closely, but certainly from a wearing distance, it's perfectly good. And it was, my first foray into piping. I also didn't read until after that you should soak or wash your piping in advance so that it doesn't end up bubbling or puckering after washing. So I didn't do that for this. My next project that I'm using piping, which are a set of pajamas, I did. And so hopefully that will make the difference. It's fine. Like I don't think it's too bad. Now, the other thing that happened while I was making this is that somebody was using my iron. Someone, I'm not going to say who, was using my iron to make stickers about One Direction. And the whatever it was on those sticker paper got on my iron and then got on my brand new blouse that I hadn't even put together yet. I literally I had done just the bodice. I hadn't done anything else. And so I had to finish the edges and throw it in the wash and hope. It did work out, so that's good. And then I added the sleeves. So like I said, I can't remember now if I put pictures in already, if I said that, but if not, here are the pictures. This fabric is a Viscose challis from Minerva. Very pretty. It almost has a velvety texture to it. It's very soft, almost suede. Do you know what I mean? Like it's got that more feel to it. I have a fair amount of this left. And so I'm hoping to maybe even do the sleeveless dress version out of that. I don't know if I might be dreaming on that, but yeah, so this is lovely. It's, you know, it's not fancy, but it's also not casual. So it's one of those things where, you know, if I'm going to Spanish class, I'm not going very many places right now, but I would wear this to Spanish class, maybe going out to lunch with my husband, that kind of thing. It's certainly not a lounge around the house top, but it's definitely, yeah, so it turned out really, really well. So that is that, but I will take this opportunity to show you the fabric that I actually had planned to make this from, but it ended up not being in stock in time. This is Atelier Brunette Viscose Crepe. And this is also from Minerva. I will link to it below. This is stunning. Like both of my girls are like, Mommy, is there enough left over for that for me? So I have some of the Atelier Brunette Viscose from last year, and it's in a challis shirt dress already cut but not put together yet because it's just not yet the season, so I'll do that in the spring. I saw this Viscose crepe and I asked if I could have some to work with, and they very kindly sent it to me. Let me hold it up for you here. This is so soft. Like, I'm still learning about fabrics, guys. Like, that's just the fact of it. And so maybe Viscose challis or Viscose crepes, this is what they feel like, but it's not like it has a stretch, but there's a little bit of give to it. It has a knit feel more than a woven, even though it's definitely a knit. It's definitely a woven, of course, but it has this knit feel to it. The drape is unbelievable. Anyway, I'm kind of regretting the fact that I only asked for 1.5 meters because I was just going to do the blouse, so I didn't need. I'm kind of wishing I had asked for 2 or 2.5 that I could do, you know, like a full length dress. Yeah, so I don't know yet what I'm going to make out of this because I was going to make that. I'm really tempted to try and squeeze a little dress out of this for spring, although it would also be a really nice kind of tunic length shirt that I could wear often. I don't know, but this is beautiful. All right, so that is my first adventure in piping. Let me know down below what you think. Have you tried piping before? Do you have any piping tricks? Do you like the orange, or do you think I should have waited out and held out for the white? Let me know what you think below. I'd love to know what you think. If you enjoy videos about sewing and learning about sewing, please do hit the like button. Please do subscribe and hit the little notification bell. I would love to see you back here very, very soon. Okay, guys, I hope wherever you are, the sun is shining and you are sewing, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.